Yeah, we're live everywhere. What's happening? How's everybody doing tonight, this evening? From the pineapple to the Big Apple, from Maine to Spain, wherever you are in the world, welcome. And whether you are going to be joining us live in this exclusive this evening, or if you're catching it on the playback, wherever you see this, I would like you to do one thing. If you've never done it before, go ahead and just give that like button a little tippity tap. If you see follow or subscribe or whatever you see, hit it and quit it and stay with us, because tonight, why, you ask? Well, here's the thumbnail. Why I fired my pimp producer and the comic's secret he spilled. Well, we already the thing down the hill, so we may as well keep going. And welcome my intrepid co-host, who is going to be asking some questions and guiding through this thing to keep me on the track, on the rail, on the, let's welcome Corndiff.
Good evening.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Tony, how are you?
Emergency broadcast here this evening. Everybody get down for a second, though.
Oh, yeah. Get down. So I heard you had a problem with a producer.
I did.
That's no good.
I had a problem. I wish I'd never figured that one out. And that's part of it. Look, when I do things, I do a lot of things in good faith. I have a lot of trust in people. Mm-hmm. And the problem I had was that, look, it was very simple. It's been a while since I hired this individual. It has been, I gave them more than enough opportunity to make this right. And, since they joined the community, I have to now explain to the community this embarrassment that I have to deal with. And this, for me, is drama. This is drama for me. Okay? So welcome to it. Here I am. But you know what? I didn't do this. They did this. They drew first blood.
They did.
So, yeah, some problems with the producer. And if you want to take us through it, I would appreciate it.
Yeah. So where did you find the producer
at? This producer was referred to me by somebody, by an individual who will remain unnamed.
So they had a reference. So
they were referred to me by somebody that I trust.
That's a good start. I mean, typically that's something you would have you'd have peace of mind from that, right?
Carte blanche.
Oh,
you get with certain recommendations for me. I would treat them the exact same way I would treat the person who recommended them, essentially. Yeah. That's just how I do.
Yeah.
And the person who recommended them, I've known for a long time. I like them a lot, and this is not their fault. So
it sounds like a case of the person recommended them, but something about the guy's quality isn't just maybe your friend had good luck with them, but it sounds like that's typically not how it goes down with this type of producer, I guess. I don't know.
Well, what I had asked for was for X, Y, and Z. I needed some deliverables in order to make, this better. Like, look.
Well, that makes it easier, I would think, right? You're giving direction.
Well, not just that, but it was supposed to be somebody who was doing all the stuff that I do on the live stream with bringing the clips and all that stuff. Yeah. Like, that takes away, I believe, a little bit, just a pinch, but I got so much. You don't got to worry about it. I could spare a little charm, but it does take away, I believe, if I had a producer to come in and just run the live shit, and this is what they were supposed to do: set up the live thing, get it together, advise, do the live streams, make sure those were all done properly. I mean, we had talked about a ton of this stuff, but when it came down to the deliverables, I wasn't happy with them. They were not quality. They were not expertly done.
Were were they responsive at least? I mean, were they how were they in communication? Because that's a big part of it. Were they
Well,
flaky?
this is an individual who always slept in late.
Okay.
You know, now sometimes they worked at night, so it kind of like adjusted their schedule. They were an editor, but I was tolerant of that. You know, I was trying to work with that because I'm an early riser. I want to get business done. I'm up at 4:30, 5 o'clock every morning. Right?
Pretty early. Yeah.
That's right. I'm an early riser, and I need to get things done early.
Ready to carpe that diem.
And I was not paying this. I was paying this person their rate, the rate that they wanted.
Well,
So put together some deliverables, made a contract, which was a retainer agreement. I signed, I paid it. I still don't have one fucking deliverable from that initial contract, which was months ago. Now, just a real quick thing. We had things going. We had everything ready, set up. Bro, I have spent thousands of fucking dollars of my own money on this studio, right?
Yeah.
The monitor alone, my monitor that's in front of me right here, this 49-inch curve bitch, and the camera, just those two things are enough for, if you got good credit, that's enough to drive away a car. Okay? And I do have excellent credit, by the way. Anyhow. So right over on the other side of this room, I see there's like a desk, and, you know, I had the monitor and the microphone, but I purchased a new one because he was going to have the second mic. You know, whatever camera needed to be for over there, all the gear and equipment, like the camera switchers and all that. I mean, I bought a lot of stuff that was by his suggestion. We plug everything in, we get everything going. He turns on his laptop, which is from 1984, and it doesn't even show the graphics on my monitor. So we're ready to fucking go, and his fucking gear and equipment is not up to par. So I go, okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I want to keep this going because I like him and he's recommended, and now I could see, you know, that, all right, well, he wasn't really prepared for this particular part of it. And I said, okay, look, I will purchase a laptop and you will exchange the hours, right? The equal amount of hours for the equal amount of dollars that I have paid for this laptop. And I said, during this time, I'll get you some cash bonuses if I'm happy, and we'll go from there. But
sounds fair.
You know, this is, and they picked it out. This individual picked out the laptop. They chose it. They said, this is the one. Okay. You know, that laptop has not been fucking set up with all this shit one fucking time to run it. I can't run my OBS because he set up the skin. I don't know how to run the fucking OBS. He was supposed to show me. I have a loop deck here. I have a loop deck here that's supposed to have other sounds for when he has the main board, right? Because I have the main board here now with all this, you know, like all this shit. And I have sounds that I picked out that are supposed to be in here.
Yeah.
And I'm like fucking Zoolander, Hansel in Zoolander going, it's in the computer? Like, it's in here. Hello?
How do you get it out?
How do I get it out of here? And how do I run it with the fucking OBS instead of having this shitbag fucking black overlay? So, you know, I spent a lot of money and I'm back at the very fucking beginning.
That's pretty frustrating.
It is pretty frustrating. So this is months of trying to build up and do some preparation. When I could have gone to somebody else and given them $500, they would have had the whole fucking thing set up in a day. You know?
Probably, yeah.
No, I've asked.
Oh, definitely then.
I've asked. I've gone around to some other people. And I even asked Stutcho. I said, how long would it take you to? He said, well, I'm not too good at OBS, but it shouldn't take me more than a day to set up a skin. You know?
Yeah.
And then another thing, just real quick, as generous as I am, I take this fucking pig to a fucking sushi lunch and he eats almost every goddamn plate in the fucking house. It's one of these, and he gets the most expensive shit, just stacking these. I mean, I spent really like 3 times I usually spend there. It was like taking 3 people with me. How fucking rude is that? You know what I mean? Like, enjoy yourself, but, you know, show a little fucking restraint. Who the fuck you think you're having steaks with Joe Rogan?
I'm only laughing because it's amazing that there's such a piece of shit out there.
I mean, come on, man. You know, like every fucking thing you gotta have.
Yeah.
Holy Christ.
Well, he was well fed. He should have been able to deliver.
That wasn't just the only
something.
time, you know. You try and be nice to people, and then, well, yeah, you take it from here before I throw something.
All right, so he had all that time. He delivered. You said nothing. Nothing was delivered.
Zero. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Can I ask
nothing.
what were?
Not nothing. You know the graphic that's up on my YouTube channel, I Will Not Go Quietly, and what's on my He did that. He found that font and did that. That is the one operational thing that I have.
Okay. So it doesn't sound like you got your money's worth out of him. And I'm sensing some frustration.
Are you?
Yeah, just a little. So
like sodomy level frustration?
What definitely some sodomy level frustrations coming from you. What does he have to say about all this? Or is he just he's ghosting you now? What's happening?
I've basically been ghosted at this point because, look, like I said to you, I don't like to be looked directly in the eye. I don't like sudden moves, right? I don't like loud fucking noises around me. And he has done all three. Yeah. He has come into my room when I'm sleeping and bashed some fucking pans around.
Oh, shit, really?
Oh, I'm so mad. But this is like nice therapy. I could talk about it.
Those sounds like that. They're just jarring. They just put you in a bad headspace.
Man, and you know, it was like this dude comes at me like, and then it's okay. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not sure where to go from here. It sounds like it was a terrible experience and
well, I'm not done.
Yeah. What? Take it away. I can't wait to hear.
This is that there are some other things that I put in the thumbnail regarding this individual. Oh. They work in, they have some podcast with drinking and stars, and I didn't realize that. You know, I thought that this dude had this podcast. I didn't realize that he was actually like a cameraman in the industry. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, you know, I sort of find this stuff out in the long run, and I'm like, okay, well, this is a little different, a little weird, and you know, not comfortable with it, not comfortable with not getting the deliverables, and you know, I did say that I was going to mention something that he was telling me. Ooh. Remember, did you see what was on the thumbnail?
It was something about it was a secret of some sort, wasn't it? Or he mentioned something that you never said you were gonna not talk about.
I never promised I wouldn't say this.
He
promised.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what it said. Yeah,
so which was dumb because, and also certain things with certain friends, you say, but I don't know this guy too well. I don't know what, you know, how am I supposed to what he said?
No.
But now what he told me was that he is actually he has gotten now. What would you define, you know, the word pimp as? Wouldn't you say if someone who acquires a girl for somebody else for a monetary exchange, would that be a pimp to you?
Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty great description.
So now, if someone were to ask this individual that happened to be a very big comic at a very big comic festival in Las Vegas that rhymes with dank best.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It rhymes with dank fest. And it was in Vegas. And he claims to have purveyed a female for a well-known, controversial, married comic.
Oh my. Wow.
And the name is on the tip of my tongue.
Sounds like it's dancing.
Now, here's what I want to know.
What?
A lot of people have thrown me into the fucking grinder for clicks in the past. What do you say? What do you say? This is Sparta? Is that what we say?
I mean, we don't have any personal ties with the guy, and he did
Not
kind of
anymore. We don't.
he did screw you over. So I mean, it's I would have to say I'm for whatever you feel like.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what he told me was that he got a hooker to give Bappa a bobo. Who's Bappa? I'll give you a hint. Trugwog.
Hold on, let me Google these things.
Google Bappa. He said he got a hooker for Brendan Schaub and some other married comedians who I will currently not speak about. But that is what he told me.
Okay.
So Brendan Schaub is
Okay. Yeah, I know him. Yeah, I know the face. Oh, wow. Okay, so
unique and TFTK.
Mhm.
You guys can run with that.
Wow.
Because that's what I was told. Now, what I did was just to confirm, I went back and I looked in the history of this particular festival and the time that he said he was there. This Brendan was on the bill at Skankfest in last year. So
Oh shit.
that's what he said. So look,
The
here's
dates
the
check
deal.
out.
This is somebody who, ain't no friend of mine. And, if they do something like that and they're going around talking about it, I have no loyalty to any of these people. And if somebody's going to try and steal from me, then, you guys, I've obviously not said any names.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would take a rocket scientist to go, and I'm not going to dox anybody either.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I'm not going to do that. That's shitty. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So if people want to know who this is, you have to go into my Twitter, @ZeroDarkTony_OG, and you're just going to have to sort of look under keywords that you might see in the thumbnail. But I'm not going to condone any harassment of anybody. They know who they are. I'm not going to condone any kind of, what do they call that? Dogpiling.
Oh,
Not that I don't even have a dog pile to pile. Okay. So let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have a dog pile to pile. A few people are going to see this. They're going to clip it and they're going to realize that this guy talks about being a pimp for some of these married comics. Now, if that's not true, then y'all have to handle it yourself because it's none of my business. Okay? Because you know what I've done? I've purged my soul.
You feel cleansed.
I feel cleansed. I am free.
That's amazing. What a feeling.
Cord, if you have freed me of the poison.
Beautiful time to be alive.
Oh, amen. So, I don't like this kind of fucking shit.
No.
But if you push me hard enough and you treat me enough like an asshole, then I'm going to have to act like an asshole. Remember in what was that, the 40-Year-Old Virgin, when Kevin Hart goes in and talks to the guy, and then he's like, "Oh, you looking for an N-word?" He's like, "Oh, you got an N-word now. The N-word is here." You know what I mean? The two brothers are arguing.
Yeah.
And it's Kevin, the short guy.
Hart.
Didn't he?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. That's right. Sorry, my brain skips a little bit from the old head injury.
Nah.
But Kevin Hart, man, funny movie.
Yeah.
I probably just need a little more coffee too. My brain has been running today like crazy because this is frustrating to me, and this is something that look, I've knocked out like how many months, and when you tell somebody, look, you're a producer, produce, come up with ideas, come up with concepts, not a single fucking thing. That's part of the consulting, is to come up with ideas. This motherfucker had no fucking ideas. When I asked for a waiting thing for like the lobby.
Yeah.
You know how Mersh and Pod Awful, when they do their live streams, they have all this movement in their intro.
Yeah.
I said,
Looks
I want
good.
that. Just give me some movement. And this guy gives me like an upside down fucking flag that's sitting still.
It's not even moving.
It's not even waving in a breeze.
Just a dead upside down flag. Yeah, that's
Holy
fucking
shit.
useless.
Fucking useless.
But what about that overlay? That was a good overlay, right?
Which one?
The he got you that OBS overlay.
Well, no, he put together. I don't know how to use it. He put it. I don't even know how to find. I don't even know how to get to OBS to look at it.
It's a pain in the ass for me.
And he was supposed to show me and set up the scenes. I'm like, oh, well, if I have this one here. And, I watched him set it up a little bit. So, yes.
Yeah.
Did he put in some time, an hour to set up the OBS? Because that's really, for someone who's used to it and skilled in it, like he claimed, look, when you have skills, you could charge for them. If you don't have the skills, don't say you fucking have them and charge for them.
Right.
That's
what it boils down to.
And it's not like I go down there and fucking knock the nuts out of his leads at his job while he's shooting taint.
Shooting taint.
While he's focusing in on someone's taint at his other job.
He's the taint.
Fucking shooting. How poison is that for one's dude? Jesus Christ.
It's gotta do something to you.
Yeah, it's fucking gross, dude. I don't want anything to do with that shit. I really don't. Look, man. I played music in LA. I had my run at all that stuff. I already done it. It's gross. If it was me and I saw me doing that back then, when I'm me now, from me then, I'd smack me.
Right.
I would tackle me. I would kick me in the dick. Okay.
Put an end to that one. Yeah.
Because when that Jake the Snake put that figure 4 leg lock on you, or that Cobra clutch from Sergeant Slaughter.
It's a pretty good impression.
Thank you.
Pretty good. Well, fuck, man. That sounds like that's a pretty bad deal. So he definitely oversold himself and way under delivered.
At the end of the day, I said, let's just split the baby, dude. Just pay for the laptop that you picked out and a couple bucks from the other thing. And then he's like, oh, well, my lawyer's going to talk to you. And he said, ignore your insults. Well, yeah, you. What do you? Of course, ignore my insults. It's a shit. Now I'm going to have to edit that part out too, that we're on Rumble, because I had every time now when I download it, upload it up to the other thing, it's going to be the thing. But this is going to go, we're going to start for Ripcast. We're going to start a special Patreon for just Ripcast.
Fuck yeah.
So we're going to start, doing some, like this would be probably something that we would put on the Patreon eventually. These emergency meetings, these things that have to be dealt with now.
Yeah, they're essential and you want to know about them. So
you're going to need a fucking binding fucking UN fucking resolution when I fucking come down there. How about you fuck your face?
So have you found healthy ways to get your aggression out from dealing with this guy?
This is as angry as I've been in a long time. I have not been upset. Yeah, dude.
It's pretty good.
I'm very chill. And I may seem a little irked or whatever, but I kind of always ran hot. You know what I mean? The needle's always been up a little more towards the red in life.
Right.
But look, I even made an offer. I said, look, this is how we can get out of this. Let's split the baby, right? Down the middle, so to speak. Right, that's the phrase, and then we'll each take a bite, right? But I've already paid for my bite. Now it's time for you to pay for your bite,
right?
And then everybody walks away and is happy.
It's tough to not just want to go full scorched earth on people that do.
I am still not going full scorched earth.
I know.
Nice.
Oh, I know.
Well, no, I know. I'm just put in my defense here in this tirade.
Yeah. it's you know that feeling when you get sometimes when you get angry, where it's kind of like the whole world. You can't see what my corn
Look,
hands
I
are
am
doing,
not
but the
going to
whole
go
world
full
just kind
fucking
of
Zumach on this fucking kid.
yeah. It's
Okay.
like where you can like feel your world pulsing with anger.
And I want to say something about Chad. Can I say something about Chad real quick?
You can say whatever you like. Yeah.
Because I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to talk on
No.
this point because I think it's important.
Okay.
This dude's fucking younger brother. What the fuck is wrong with you, motherfuckers? Talking about this
Oh,
guy's passed away little fucking innocent
that is
brother.
fucking
You
low.
scumbag
Yeah.
pieces of fucking shit who were joking about this fucking child. I swear to fucking God. What is wrong with you, man?
It's sick. I get people going
Oh my
wanting
God.
to go for the throat, you know, and be vicious
That is so
but
far beyond the throat.
yeah, they're scraping the gutter and with some of the insults and comebacks and shit. And
Look, I mean, when you see two fucking grown ass men over their fucking 60s saying these jokes, and then other little fucking, you know, like everybody thinks they could say it and joke about it, you know, it makes it okay. But then, you know, then other people get upset about the other thing when they did this thing. Hey, man, dead fucking children, deceased fucking children. What
yeah,
are you kidding me? Come on, man.
and I
I'm
heard
not even going full fucking tilt on this fucking dude. And he's cost me thousands of fucking dollars. I should be dragging him right now.
yeah he
And I
I
might.
heard Chad tell that story the other day of how that happened, that accident, and it was pretty fucking heartbreaking, man. I mean, that's horrible to
I didn't hear it. I don't know. All I know is that
yeah.
a kid that's 9 years old passed away, and that was his brother. And I don't know how old he was when that happened, but Chad's been through a lot. I've been through a lot, and I recognize when someone else has been through a lot. So I understand a lot of his reactions, of his anger,
Yeah.
of things like that. You know, but
Oh yeah.
you have to contain it and keep it in this little square right here.
Yeah, and that's got to be tough in the world that
Even though
he's
it's a
in too.
rectangle.
Well, yeah, either way, it's got to be tough to keep it all contained and
It is tough.
keep from bubbling over, especially when you're in a world with MLC. And I mean, keeping the company that he was keeping while he was on MLC. I mean, he was their punching bag, you know. So
Well, I mean, I just
that
don't
much
understand the level
pressure.
of toxicity. To me, it's almost like, look, and then I heard, what did I hear today? I listened to some WATP, and I listened to a little bit of Patrick this morning. I listened to some Patrick Wilson this morning, who was talking about KC. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Listen, KC, bro, I would never, ever say this to anybody, okay? Because I wouldn't encourage it or anything. But tap out, dude. Fucking, you're just not built for it, bro. Like, you don't have the fucking.
I think it's an expectations thing. Like I'm not sure if he's got the right expectations for what to
Wait
get
a
from
second. Whose
this
expectations?
Casey.
Okay, what do you? Well, elaborate, please, sir. Let
Okay.
me sit back in my luxurious chair.
Well, I think it's I don't I'm not sure what expectations he has from his just YouTube viewers in general. I mean, he realizes not everyone's going to be a fan, but I'm not sure that he realizes how aggressive just average people are on YouTube and in comments, and especially in the live chat.
Well,
And
if you're talking about somebody, I mean, look, dude, he didn't even know what trolling was. You know,
yeah,
like if
they're
you're
definitely not prepared for this world or that arena, I guess.
yeah, and then, you know, look, we've all had our crazy moments. I've had times myself. Jesus, I hate this fucking thing. I got to get this down here more. There we go. I have to turn this entire thing upside down to get it the way I want it, so you don't see this boom all the time.
Oh,
What do you do? So this, you know, the whole thing with people, you know, being so like troony and just sort of coming after people and really just digging so deep. It's there's no coming back from someone's dignity being reduced to mocking a dead kid.
No.
And, now aside from that, getting back to Casey, Casey,
he's just so innocent and naive, maybe. And I mean that in a great way. I like the dude. I think I had the interview I had with him was fan-fucking-tastic. It was great. I had a great conversation with him, and
where is that? That's on your channel?
it's on his channel.
It's on his channel?
Yeah, I was on his show, and
I'm not going to pull his up. He might strike me.
well, that's fine. No, but it's so I kind of. I mean, I
It'd be
want
funny
to
if you
see
pulled it up and then struck it while we were doing it, but then I realized we're on Rumble. You're like,
oh yeah.
I'm going to just do this here.
Yeah, it's like I want to see him succeed, but he's also hot-headed. He has a temper, and when he doesn't take negative comments, I don't know why I said that weird, but he doesn't take negative comments or feedback well.
Well,
And he
any
overreacts.
criticism whatsoever.
Yeah, and he, for him, it's like his strength is physical intimidation, and it just doesn't carry as much weight in this world.
Okay, hold on a second. I think I got an impression of him. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fuck's happening?
If you were here, would you say that to me?
God damn. Oh fuck no.
If you were in the room with me, would you talk to me that way? Or would I take my hand and you'd feel it in your hand and you'd feel my cock in your leg? Okay. You heard him do that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
What
I don't know if I feel like that's some form of intimidation attempt at it.
I feel like it's a fucking stroke or a seizure, dude.
It could be. It could be.
I mean, I'm not trying to. Look.
I'm hopeful that it was just that's just a weird way of just trying to intimidate.
Yeah, and I really don't know.
It's unexcusable.
When people say those words of "I'm not a tough guy,"
Yeah.
when they say "I'm not a tough guy," but
We know what they're saying.
if you were in the room, would you talk to me that way?
It's the fucking mouth noises.
The fucking mouth
the
noises.
fucking mouth noises.
How many mouth noise? I mean, you know who else? Ray DeVito.
Does he?
Ray DeVito, the 5 fucking K on his mic is so smoking hot that it picks up every goddamn click down to back about here, right?
Yeah.
Because his high end is so fucking smoked out, and his volume is so fucking, his input volume is so high up. Yeah, I mean, you hear fucking yeah.
Maybe that's part of his character, though.
I don't know. Can we get those two on a show? Can we start a network and give them a show? They won't know where the fuck they are. We'll tell them it's Shuli's network and just put them on.
Ray and KC?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Ray and KC in the morning. That might break the internet. Yeah.
Ray and KC.
Oh my God.
They got to be together though. We can't have them apart. We got to get them. They're close enough to be together. So we got to get them in the same room. And we have to have we got to have a bunch of cats and shit. We got to have stuff for them to yell at.
Cats.
Yeah, we have to have.
Okay, so we got Ray and KC, right? And they're in a room yelling at cats.
Well, that's just the start because there's going to be a lot of toys in the room. It should be a ball pit. I think they should do the show from a ball pit.
I was thinking I'm picturing a seesaw with some mics mounted on it.
What's the little thing that you get on and you run around and you just hang on, just spin?
Is that the merry-go-round?
No, smaller. The small ones make you real fucking
Oh, that
dizzy.
little spinny fuck. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little.
You know, let's get them to a playground. Let's take them to SeaWorld. Let's get them on horseback. Let us, and you know what we call it? Fucking Dumb and Dumber. I mean, Jesus Christ. I love it. They're not the sharpest tools in the shed. And honestly, wasn't Casey's, I used to watch yeah, sometimes, but mostly listen. And I think, Casey was on when there were a lot of cameras around. And they did some IQ test.
Yes, I heard about that.
And the kids was like I'm not even going to say the number. Let's just say it was under 100. Okay. Let's just be nice and say it was under 100. I'm going to give him a mulligan, and I'm just going to say, let's call it even 100.
Shit. I'll play devil's advocate here. So maybe he didn't get a lot of sleep the night before. Maybe he's a poor test taker. I'm trying to save something for him.
No. For an IQ test, you have to eat the test to get that score. Okay. You literally have to eat
the fucking test. You eat the test and you get a 99. Holy shit.
Like the pencil. Or you know how you used to put the pencil between the two fingers like that? Remember that? You would put it and then you'd snap it.
Yeah.
You do that. I feel like Casey was the guy who was like, although that one where you stack up a bunch of quarters on your arm and pull down, see how many. I feel like he's really good at that.
I think he's the guy that shows it off anytime he's got spare change.
Well, here's the thing: is that not only is it an exercise here, but he shows off his fucking arms too. Look at that, bro.
But doesn't it hurt him to do like that move you're doing right there? Doesn't that hurt?
Well, I think it's his left shoulder. This is my right.
Oh,
so I think he's okay on this side. And then he would just go, he'd be like, look at this, ladies. Oh, check this out. Hey, yeah, I'm in Alaska, Gnome, Alaska. Ready? Moose. Boom.
He's into fitness. He's a healthy guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's into fitness, all right. He's in the fitness fucking dick in his mouth.
Oh.
And look, I'm just calling out because I see it. And I just think that if he's going to be super sensitive and if everything's going to bother him, but maybe, he'll come back. Maybe he'll go, hey, you know what? Bro, Casey, listen to me. You could either run away and quit. And I don't think the coach would like that. Is it okay to talk about the coach?
I think so. I think
okay. It's not like a Vietnam flashback for him.
It might be, but
okay. All right. So you get the coach, and the coach doesn't like a quitter. You know what the coach would tell you to do? He'd tell you to make sure you get that goal of 200 push-ups that you got with that shoulder of yours.
Yep.
Eat that cortisone. Get it down. Put it in your oatmeal. Or you could quit, or you could lean into it. Because you're getting more views now than ever. Don't look at the chat. Listen to Vince. No. Let Vince drive.
Yes.
Vince makes you interesting.
Is Vince gonna? Had he talked about Vince being a recurring?
They're supposed to do a whole show.
Oh, they're doing the thing together.
So then here they're talking about it. He's like, yeah, the first episode's gonna be about you being with a dude. Then Vince saw that. Then Casey says to Vince, he says, well, it's not going to be like the whole series is about that, right? And then Vince comes back, goes, no, but definitely the first two. The first two are. So Vince already upped it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what he does, though. You have to pay attention to Vince, and you have to you have to understand how attorneys work and how to really work people around in questioning. Man, I'm surprised he hasn't worked for like the fucking CIA.
The CIA. I believe that Vincent is part of the CIA. My teeth are running away, scared of me because I was a Navy SEAL and I live amongst the hounds.
Sound like Jesse Ventura a little bit.
That's exactly who it is.
Oh, is it exactly?
Me. Who the hell else is it?
No, it sounded great then.
I live in Mexico. I have 7,000 gallons of potable water.
Thermite paint. I can't do the.
Hey, you know what? Let me just, speaking of Jesse the Body Ventura, let me just see something. See.
Riff-raff hairdo.
Okay. Let's just check this one.
Oh wait, did you see the part where Casey's cat shit on him?
What? On camera?
Well,
on the podcast? Is that
on
what
the
you're doing?
on the podcast, yes. He came back. He turned the camera off. I think I saw this on NLO
How did
this
that
morning.
even happen?
So he went to go get the cat, and something scared the cat. I guess I don't know, but it might have startled some shit out of the cat and onto Casey. It looked like it was on his sleeve, but he came back and was telling. He told the audience how, look what you made. I forget what the cat's name is, but look what you made her do. She shit on me. Yeah, the cat had just shit on him.
Or the animal's completely fucking terrified of you. Moving on.
I just couldn't believe I wouldn't have brought it up.
No, I'm just kidding. That's just crazy though, dude. I've never heard of that. But hey, leave it up to Casey to have that happen. Casey and the Sunshine Band, Casey at the bat. What are you gonna do? You know?
Get shit on, I guess.
All right, let's just take a quick look at this right here. We're going to look at something that is going to sound for a moment very good, then it's going to sound very sad, and then it will go back to good again. Wait, whose channel is this? So yeah. This is Fox 9, Minneapolis, St. Paul. This is news we're covering here. Oh yeah, this is this one. I don't have to worry about this shit saying all this crap.
Right. Here because I started this.
Oh, let me set this up for a second.
I believed in hemp and cannabis.
Okay, let me set this up here. He is in front of the Minnesota state capitol, and he's talking about cannabis and how he started it. So let me unmute that.
Then I believe in it even more now. And I want to be here. I'm still alive.
You hear that?
I'm still kicking. And I want to be here when this passes into law. Because this is accumulation of a vision that I had over 20 years ago. And now it's coming to, hopefully, fruition, whatever the word is. It's going to happen, hopefully.
It's fruition.
But I want to tell you two stories why I'm so passionate about cannabis and hemp. And I please want you to listen to them. First story is this. Cannabis saved my life. Let me sink that in. Not me personally, but the 38th First Lady of Minnesota. And if I get choked up.
Oh, shit. Sorry. I messed it up.
I'm here.
It was that bad.
Because
you just couldn't
I started
a little more
and
cannabis.
so passionate about cannabis and hemp, and I please want you to listen to them.
I was
First
trying to
story
get
is
this a little
this.
larger, but fuck it, you get the point.
Cannabis saved my life.
Saved my life.
Let me sink that in. Not me personally, but the 38th First Lady of Minnesota. And if I get choked up a little, bear with me.
I like this about Jesse. He showed a little emotion here.
It was about 10 years ago. First Lady Terry Ventura started suffering from late stage seizures, late in life seizures. She was seizing 2 to 3 times a week. And these were the type of seizures where you can't do anything but comfort the person, make sure they're breathing, make sure they're not swallowing their tongue, everything like that. Our life was over. We went to the doctors. They put her on 4 different seizure medicines. First 1 did not work. First 2 did not work. Third one did not work. Fourth one did not work. All had bad side effects. In desperation, we broke the law. We drove to Colorado. I have friends there that I met in my home in Mexico. And when we got there, my wife seized in the hotel the night before we got there. When we arrived there, Our friends went in, they had the ability, they bought the cannabis, 3 drops under the tongue, right? My wife took the first 3 drops under the tongue and has not had a seizure since.
Wow.
None. Marijuana cannabis stopped the seizures. Not our medicine. Now what did we face? I had to break the law. My friends had to send it to me in Minnesota. Well, I kind of took the attitude of Dirty Harry Callahan when I said, well, then the law is wrong because I'm putting my wife ahead of Minnesota law.
There you go.
And I'll admit that today. I did. So we got what we needed. Minnesota finally legalized, quote, medical. My wife qualified immediately, got it. But you know what the story is then? Because we're so restrictive, and that's what you're here to change today, hopefully, because it's so restrictive, it costs me $600 a month to keep my wife seizure-free. Insurance won't pay for it. Nobody will pay for what works. They'll pay for what don't work, but they won't pay for what worked. And today my wife, it's now, because you've expanded, it's down to $300 a month now. If it was Colorado, it would be $50 a month. Why? Because in spirit of true capitalism, when you get more out there, it drives prices down. That's what capitalism's supposed to do, drive prices down. The way you're set up today, you got a monopoly in Minnesota. I don't know who's providing, whatever, but if you open up the doors, capitalism will take hold. Prices will go down.
It had a little bit of a dark turn for a second, but the wife is okay.
Go through what my family went through.
Oh, good.
I don't want anyone to have to do that.
She's been seizure-free since.
My son Tyrell, what was the other thing?
that
Oh,
is
I know. Then here's the other thing, and this is a little off the subject, but it's still going to tie in. You're going to have to come up with an age, right? How old are the people going to be when you approve this? Well, we're going to go back in my life then, 50 years ago.
Oh, Jesse. Say we're going to go back in my life 50 years ago?
You did.
I think you could keep going, bud.
At
How old
18, I went into the United States Navy. 18. I spent 1 year being trained and became a Navy SEAL.
I became a Navy SEAL. I became a trained killer for the United States government doing missions for the CIA.
Then deployed to Southeast Asia and Vietnam for a 9-month
Vietnam and
deployment.
Southeast Asia for my deployment.
While I was in BUDS training, underwater demolition SEAL training, I turned 19. While I was deployed on my first deployment to Vietnam, I turned 20. I returned home. Within 1 week, I went into my...
Yo, he's a hard motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Say whatever. This is a hard motherfucking Navy SEAL. He may be a little kooky, and I joke about him a little bit, but this is a badass fucking dude, bro.
My executive officer, and I demanded to go back to Vietnam. He looked at me and said, but you just got home, you can't do that. He said, Navy requirements, you got to be 6 months out of the combat zone before you can go back in. Then he asked the question, what is the problem? And I said, here's the problem, sir. I said, over there, I'm a man. Here, I'm a child. I had done all of that, 9 months, came back, and I could not drink a beer on Orange Avenue because I was under 21. I couldn't even vote for who sent me to Vietnam because voting was 21 then. I wasn't old enough. What did I learn from that? Gee, I guess we send children to war, don't we? Isn't that a form of child abuse? I would classify it that. Today I suffer a little post-traumatic stress, and it's from that. It's from knowing my country sent a child to war, and it still exists today. So pick your age. Are you an adult at 18? It seems to me you should be. If you are able to go kill for your country or be killed for your country, and you're old enough to do that, you ought to be old enough to smoke a joint.
Amen.
You're an adult. Yep. And all I'm lecturing you on is this. Government, get consistent. Come up with the age, whatever it is, and then stand by it. Don't have it be 18 here, 21 here, and I've even heard talk of 25 for cannabis. Give me a break. I can tell you this unconditionally. I've behaved far worse on alcohol than I ever have on cannabis.
I can attest to that.
Yeah. I have no doubt about that.
So how do you feel? How do you feel about some of that legalization and things like that? I mean, for me, being in California, the dispensaries are everywhere. I think it's fine for people to do what they want to do.
Yeah, I'm for, I guess, legalizing it. I like everything he said. I think he made just a ton of really good and just hard hitting points, and I, I I think he's goofy as shit, but as a person, but no, everything he was fighting for just then, I completely agree with. And yeah, if you I can't imagine coming back from war and you can't even drink a fucking beer.
Yeah. And I mean, and going to Vietnam and being a SEAL and having that
Yeah.
achievement.
Yeah.
You know?
And you can't even vote, but the beer one's more offensive to me for some reason. But
I came up from my home in Mexico and we went over to Colorado and then to Ohio.
Anything that ends in O. But yeah, man, I think we got a lot done. We might have to come back and revisit this issue that we visited earlier. We might have to do that, but I think that we could wrap it up.
I think so. I think this was a good one.
Bring it on home. Next time we'll have a guest. This is a little bit of an emergency, and any questions that you have, you can get us on Twitter, get us in the chat, on the replay. We just jumped on here last minute, but we're glad that you joined us if you did. And we'll see you on the next one. Check out that smile. There it is.